Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal. I'm the Nootropic Reviewer, and during this video today I'm going to talk about Bromontane. We're going to do a product review. This is probably the most desired nootropic when it comes to increasing motivation. Motivation is everything. Without motivation, you don't get anything done, you're not productive. And when you look at the popular nootropics for motivation specifically, very often there's negative side effects. They don't work, or they're too stimulating to the point that they may just keep you up and aroused when you don't want to be. But what's said about Bromontane is that you can ingest it once and you can experience good levels of motivation throughout the whole course of the day. And really where I've noticed people have a special liking for Bromontane is, let's say, when they're taking time off of modafinil, or maybe they're taking time off of coffee, perhaps to reset their tolerance. Here's what it says on Wikipedia. If you look it up, it says that it's described often as an adaptogen. Very interesting. Adaptogen meaning a nootropic that you can use to better help you handle stress, better help you tolerate stress, better help you have a good relationship to stress. Because we know stress is not a bad thing, stress is a very good thing. And the more stress you can tolerate, the more you're building your capacity to do more, which is just great. Some of the popular adaptogens include ashwagandha and rhodiola rosea. Bromontane could be special because it could help you to relieve stress and at the same time help to energize you and motivate you. So why have I taken so long to do this review? Bromontane simply did not work for me. At the same time, I didn't do anything bad. And really haven't noticed much from it. I didn't feel worse, I didn't feel better. Maybe I felt slightly more aroused, but it's really hard to say because some people report that with Bromontane the results are pretty subtle. And taking a look at that one study that I mentioned earlier, we can see here, so what happened was 10 healthy subjects did see an improvement with their productivity, their vigilance, and their motor performance. Great, now we know it does something, but who are we to determine whether or not Bromontane would be better than taking something like caffeine? Personally, I would much rather take caffeine. It's been around for so long. We know the side effects. We know it's not toxic, and that we really don't have to be too concerned long term. Whereas Bromontane, it's really become popular over the past couple of years. You can say like 2020. It's been published on a lot of articles. People have been mentioning it in their top 5 nootropics. If their goal was directed towards productivity, I'm still a little bit concerned. I'm not going to continue taking it, and I've tried it in the powder form and I have tried it in the nasal spray. The dosage that I was following was something like 100 milligrams of Bromontane, whereas the recommended dosage once you start off using Bromontane is something like 25 milligrams to 50 milligrams. Some people do notice like an acute benefit, so they take it, they feel a little bit stimulated, which is good. It's a sign that it's working. They feel slightly more energetic, and then they build up their dose to about 100 milligrams. A lot of people have noticed that it does have a cumulative build-up effect, meaning that when you continuously use Bromontane, it will work better. Day by day, it becomes more and more noticeable. Perhaps it gets a bit saturated in your system. This is very interesting considering it's a stimulant. Usually when you look at stimulants, it's like, what goes up comes down and then afterwards it's out of your system. But with Bromontane, perhaps it could do some good if you are to take it day by day. So that's something which I'm going to give a shot with. I'm committed to taking Bromontane for 30 days. What I do like about Bromontane, when I look at the research and I look at some of the anecdotes, it seems to be very effective for anxiety, worrying less, which is obviously great. And so the way that I may use Bromontane is, let's say, on those days when I'm a little bit more nervous because I have important meetings that I just don't want to attend, or I'm putting myself in situations which are a little bit uncomfortable for me. What I disliked a lot about modafinil was that when I used modafinil on those situations, it was like I couldn't remember the experience the following day. Something definitely neat and worth pointing out is the fact that Bromontane did result in mice having decreased levels of anxiety. In this study here, and this study here. Yet at the same time, the researchers weren't actually looking for that benefit. So maybe there is something to say about Bromontane being able to improve motivation levels while at the same time decreasing anxiety levels. Perhaps it did that to me, but it was so subtle that I didn't notice. And if you look at L-tyrosine, which is a very popular supplement that does improve motivation levels, it at the same time does make you a little bit more anxious. So I would like to think that this is a good alternative, yet at the same time a little bit intimidating the fact that there's not a lot of research done on humans. It is not a naturally occurring compound, and I see myself as somebody who does take a little bit more of a conservative approach when it comes to nootropics. I'm not in it just to find like a quick magic fix. I'm in it to find good supplements which are healthy that I could use long term, and that's the reason why I've been using nootropics for over 9 years now, and I've really seen a great benefit. So Bromontane, it's a thumbs down for me. I'll let you know if my thoughts change. Something I will say though is that if you're somebody with lower energy levels, you'll probably notice Bromontane working. I'm a pretty high energy individual. I eat well. I exercise every single day, either weight training or cardio. Maybe that's why it's not so effective for me. And the reason I say that is because if you look at individuals with neurothesia specifically, and this is a condition that's characterized by fatigue, headache, mental weariness, and insomnia. Think about it like individuals that are more tired than usual. Anyone you know that may be iron deficient, they're probably experiencing experiencing these symptoms as well. Those are the individuals that noticed bromontane working, and this was shown in the study over here. It was a month-long study of over 700 people, and they found that it helped to reduce their symptoms and even helped them to improve their sleep. What are your thoughts about bromontane? I'm going to be giving it a shot, so stay tuned for a future video on this compound. Looks neat. I hope it works for me. It hasn't worked for me so far. I'd love to hear from you, and if you did get value from this video, then consider subscribing. And of course, if you are a returning viewer, make sure to drop a comment for the almighty YouTube algorithm. And if you'd like to chat with me one-on-one, you can do so over on Patreon or send me a direct message on Instagram. And of course, be sure to join our Discord server where we have a 24/7 chat room. We've got over 700 people. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm of course an active participant. You'll see the link in the description box below. I thank you for your interest in nootropics, and I look forward to seeing you all next time.